Alright boys, welcome back to another video. Knicks Daily here. Today we're going to be breaking down the remaining free agent target centers for the Knicks. I made this video this morning, and since I've come back, James Wiseman is now not available. He signed a 2-year deal with the Pacers. Of course, Goga, yesterday, about 5 minutes after my video uploaded, ended up re-signing with the Magic. So overall, the Knicks don't have very many options, but they still do have options. That's why you guys see in the thumbnail, decided to go with now or never, because if the Knicks continue to wait, they're just missing out on the highest quality centers, and to that point, maybe they're going to end up settling with Mitchell Robinson, Precious Achiuwa, and Jericho Sims. The question is, will that be good enough to help them win a championship, to go up against Philadelphia and Boston? And overall, the Knicks have been disrespected. The goal going into this offseason was to re-sign OG, going and getting another star type of player. Mel Bridges obviously has never technically been an all-star, but we all know that he's one of the best wing defenders in basketball, one of the best knockdown spot-up shooters. He's just a very versatile player. He's going to be able to help us switch everything and guard Brown and Tatum, or a guy like a Paul George, right, a Tyrese Maxey, just bodies to throw at players. But it's also the fact that the Knicks, they have Julius Randle coming back from an injury. Last season, Randle missed the majority of the year. He didn't play in the playoffs. He's a guy who was having a career year. He was giving the Knicks about 24-9 a game on 50% shooting. Of course, there was injuries as well. Jalen Brunson ended up fracturing his hand. Boyan got injured. Mitchell Robinson got injured. Mitch, to me, is the biggest wild card on this roster because at his best, he's the best offensive rebounding big in basketball. Defensively, he showed that he can completely lock up Joel Embiid. Embiid was like 1 of 11 from the field when guarded by Mitchell Robinson in game 1. And then you could see Embiid was frustrated with Robinson, ended up injuring him. And then Robinson, just because of the blows by Embiid, ended up missing multiple games in that series and then tried to come back and just never could, and then missed the rest of the playoffs. So the Knicks, the biggest thing for them is going to be health. But this center position obviously does matter, and that's what I'm going to get into in this video. So the number one option that intrigues me the most is going to be Walker Kessler, because last year teams were trying to inquire about him, and the Jazz had no sort of interest in doing that. But now it's a different story. I mean, we're talking about Kessler, who started 40 of 74 games as a rookie, and then started 22 of 64 games in his second season. He didn't take as big of a leap as a lot of people had hoped in the organization, and this is the perfect opportunity for the Knicks to buy low. It's the same thing with James Wiseman, former number 2 pick, a guy who is efficient, who's got good size and potential at 23. He's no longer available, but Walker Kessler is very similar. The Knicks could bring him in, and he'd offer a lot of upside behind Robinson, but also he can start because we've seen him do it time and time again. He averaged 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks per 36 minutes. Now, of course, he didn't play 36 minutes a game, but it shows that, again, when he's on the court, he's going to put up some very high-level numbers, and I definitely would love the addition of Walker Kessler. Another guy that the Knicks could target is Nick Richards. He's only making $5 million a year. He's 26 years old, coming off of the best season of his NBA career. I know a lot of Knicks fans have been in my comments saying that they'd like him. Richards played in 67 games for the Hornets, starting 51 of them. He averaged 9.7 points, 8 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks, while shooting 69.1% from the field. Thomas Bryant is another guy that's come up, 6'10", played in just 38 regular season games in Miami and 2 playoff games. In the regular season, he made 4 starts and averaged 5.7 points and 3.7 rebounds and 11.6 minutes per game. Bryant would be the guy that the Knicks probably would resort to last. Not to be disrespectful or anything, but again, the Knicks, if they continue to wait, they're going to end up with a player like that. And when you're trying to win a championship and you're all in on your young core, then you just can't be affording to doing that. Some other options would be Precious Achiuwa, who we talked about in yesterday's video, so I'm not going to get too much into him. He's a guy who's only 24 years old. More of a power forward, though. That's the only thing. I could see him as a backup to Randle, so if he were to end up being brought back, the Knicks own his bird rights, then he wouldn't even be our backup center. We would still have Sims, so he's a guy that I would like to bring back, but right now he's definitely not the priority. That's why the Knicks aren't ruling it out, but it's not like they've been aggressive or anything. They ended up rejecting that qualifying offer to have more financial flexibility. Mo Wagner is a guy who a lot of Knicks fans wanted me to draw my attention towards, and I did do that this morning. And overall, I definitely agree. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1.2 assists in 80 games. He shot 60.1% from the floor and is one of the most efficient scorers around the basket and inside the arc in the league. He is my first choice right now. Wiseman is a guy who's off the board. He was right up there with Wagner just because of the upside and potential, but he's no longer here. So to this point now, I'm just focused on who the Knicks decide to bring back, because we keep seeing rumors and news and reports about who the Knicks are talking to and nothing's getting done. There actually is one more guy, actually. I'll save the best for last. I completely forgot about the Time Lord. So Williams is only 26 and under a team-friendly rate of roughly... this makes no sense. So Williams is only 26 years old and under contract at a team-friendly rate of roughly $12.5 million annually for 2 more seasons. The Knicks could execute a sign-and trade involving someone like Alec Burks or Precious Achiuwa. This is definitely the move that I would like the Knicks to make. The only question is, the Knicks, are they going to be paying a backup center $12.5 million annually? Not that that's that much, but can the Knicks really afford to do that? And also, they're going to have to add in something, right? Because you're not swapping Precious Achiuwa for Robert Williams III. You're going to have to give them some sort of asset, but at the same time, I mean, who really knows, right? That's the thing. It hasn't been talked about. It's just sort of a speculation that the Knicks could do this, but realistically speaking, I think the Knicks honestly are going to end up with Precious Achiuwa and Jericho Simmons. They picked up his team option, so he's going to be under contract. The Knicks have said that they like Sims and his potential and his rebounding and defense. For me personally, I don't think I could trust Jericho Sims in the playoffs. Imagine him coming off of the bench against Boston or Philly, and let's say he plays 6-7 minutes and all of a sudden the Knicks are a -10 in that, right? I mean, that could obviously change a game and change a series. So I don't have any faith in Sims as of right now. Should they have ended up picking up that option? Absolutely, because they can continue to develop him and he has upside. But Precious Achiuwa is a guy that I would like to be seen brought back, one of these veteran centers. I think honestly the best thing would be a trade. Even a guy like a Nick Richards, somebody who's only making $5 million a year, a guy who's coming off a career year that's 26 years old. I think it's in the Knicks' best interest to target a player who is in that age range that isn't making much money, because the Knicks' backup center does not have to be Isaiah Hartenstein, right? It just has to be somebody who can come in and basically not mess up the game and just keep the game afloat and rebound and defend the rim. I mean, Richards is probably the best option. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe. My name is Knicks Daily, and I post daily Knicks videos, obviously. Until next time, my friends, peace.